Hello. Welcome to another exciting episode on DNA Hardwired, common sense turned upside down. My name is Pop, and with me is my co-host, Jackie. What's up, brother?
One more week. Let's get to it.
Starting off the new year.
2026, baby.
2026. All right. Last week, we discussed finances. I thought it was a pretty good session. We talked about income, spending, saving, investment, assets, debt, and a lot more on finances. And for those of you that may have missed that, the live stream part of it, please, go check the recorded version out. On this episode, we're going to be talking about fitness and working out. Anything you want to add, Jackie, as far as what we covered last week on finances? Maybe we missed some, or any initial thoughts on what we're going to talk about on this session, talking about working out, fitness, and that type of thing.
On that right there, fitness finance is a living, breathing organism. What worked 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 5 years ago may not work today, because we're living in a more modern society, and I charge everyone to go. I think I said it last week, to go educate yourself on this term finance, especially the women that listen to this podcast, because I hear all the time women not understanding finances, and I think that comes from I don't know where it comes from, because I think what I hear, you don't understand finances, but the bigger picture, you didn't understand your job until you went through training.
Right.
So go train yourself on finances and understanding your money. No one cares about your money more than you do. Last week was just a foundational piece. There's much more we can dive into on finances.
Yeah, and answer your question about maybe one of my thoughts is, and answer your question about maybe why women don't look at finances maybe like men do, I think it deals with what you said earlier about how things have changed, whether you're talking about 50 years ago and 25 years ago. Traditionally women didn't have to worry about finances necessarily. That was something that men did, right? Men made the money. Men told you where the money was going to be spent at and all the rest of that. Well, that's not the way it is today. Things have changed. Women out here, they have their own careers. They're making their own money. They got to decide on what they're going to do with that money. And, a lot of the stuff that we talk about, it's about, like you said, Jack, it's about getting training and that type of thing. And if you didn't see how your mother may have handled finances growing up, or some other women handling finances, then it might be a problem for you. But sorry, brother, go ahead.
No. One other thing on that right there. Now, don't send us any emails or text messages, because it's going to be triggering what I'm about to say. I think
you wouldn't say nothing. You wouldn't.
Finances.
You wouldn't say nothing triggering.
It puts a say what, Pop?
I said you wouldn't say anything triggering. Not you, Jackie. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah. I think most women don't like finances because, especially when it comes to budgeting, because it put restraints. And I know very few women that are cool with restraint, with boundaries, with borders. You can give us men all the borders you want.
Yeah. We gonna hear it.
When it comes to setting parameters and keeping you within those parameters, your disruptive nature forces you to say, no, I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hear
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna hear some stuff, but that's okay. We're gonna hear some stuff. That's okay. Just drop us. Just drop it. Just
put it like this. It's coming from a place of love, even though it sounded like I hate
you. All right. Okay. And well, speaking of finances and maybe getting some hate mail, I think this thing on working out and physical fitness, I think we're gonna have some issues there as we get into this. So
I guarantee we about to have some issues, because I got something to say about this one.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it then. Now, so when we're talking about fitness, physical fitness and conditioning and that type of thing, being healthy, basically there are 5 core components of physical fitness, and they are cardiovascular endurance, right? Talking about your heart and all that good stuff. Muscle strength. And, typically when we talk about working out, that's what folk kind of think about is, muscles, how strong you are, lifting weights and all that kind of stuff. But as we get more into this, we'll see it's not just about, whether you lift weights and how much you can lift, but muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility. And that's one that I've been kind of really, really working on, not lately, but later on in my years from working out. I realized that flexibility was very important, especially when it got to the point where I couldn't even bend down and tie up my damn shoes. I started taking yoga, and that took care of that problem. I can tie my shoes now. But anyway, and then body composition. So those are the 5 core components of physical fitness. Now, we can attain those 5 core components of physical fitness by working out, right? And basically, the simple definition of working out is to train the body by physical exercise. I love to make sure we understand, the definition of some of the things that we're going to be talking about. So the simple definition of working out is just to train the body by physical exercise. It ain't a mental thing. Well, there's some sort of mental working out, but what we're talking about is the physical part of it. So what are some common reasons people work out and try to be more physically fit? Well, one of the big areas is weight management. A lot of folks work out because they're trying to manage their weight. Now, usually when we say weight management, people think about folk who are overweight. But I've seen a lot of folks in the gym working out because they're trying to put weight on. They're basically underweight.
Correct.
Yeah. And people don't like hearing this. And this is one that might key you, brother. But people don't like hearing this one. But, if you really want to lose weight, what's the key to losing weight? What is it, Brother Jackie? What's the key to losing? Diet.
You have to burn more calories than you take in.
Yeah.
You got to be in a caloric deficiency state to lose weight. It has nothing to do with the gym.
Yeah. The gym just kind of help you. The gym just kind of help you look pretty. Help you look pretty, get you some strength as you losing that weight. But go ahead, brother.
No, I said I don't see too many overweight people in third world countries. I'll put it out there. I'm gonna leave it there.
Well, and that is something to think about. Why? As far as countries go, why is in America we got these folk running around here overweight? And I know we're gonna trigger some folks out there that's overweight, but we're just dealing with what's going on here. That is an interesting question, brother. Why is it in some of these third world? Well, why is that? Why do you think that in some of these?
In my opinion, we have unfiltered, unfettered access to fast food, quick food, whatever you want to dress it up. Everything is right now.
Yeah.
And you listen to people, they find themselves. Let's start listening to people talk around the job.
Yeah.
They start trying to rush the microwave.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah.
Like wait a minute.
Yeah.
So none of this going in the kitchen and cutting up a onion and some bell peppers and some vegetables, all that. No, everything is right now, real quick.
Yeah.
So no food. There's no, in a sense, food preparation or preparing food the way that older generation did. I mean, I'm talking about 2 or 3 generations back, not just a generation ago.
Yeah. And I work out at this, and I'm going to give a little plug for the gym I work out at, but I work out at a gym called EOS, and they got a chain of them. I love EOS. But about 3 to 5 years ago, I'm working out at EOS, and next thing I know, somebody breaking ground. There's a new structure going to be going up. And I'll be damned, it's McDonald's. the McDonald's, not the McDonald's airplane folk, the McDonald's fast food place, right by the gym. Right, they share a parking lot.
Come on now.
Right by the gym, and I'm thinking, what prompted McDonald's, of all of the places they could have put a McDonald's, right there by the gym? And I'll be damned if I don't see people leaving the gym, stopping off at
going
McDonald's.
right to McDonald's.
Right to McDonald's, man. It's crazy. But yeah, as far as weight management, that's, the diet is going to be the key. And a lot of us don't want to hear that. I mean, that food tastes good. They put a lot of salt in it. They put sugar and all these other preservatives to kind of help enhance that taste. That stuff tastes good. The sugary drinks that they serve you. And so it's the diet. I'll tell you, I've been working out for many, many years. And, I've been to a few different gyms and in the area where I live at. But, some of us that's been working out for years, we have a tendency to kind of follow each other around. One gym closes or another gym has better rates, whatever the reason is, better equipment. We find ourselves, switching gyms. Well, a lot of these folks over the last 20 or 30 years, I've known them. I've seen them. And there's quite a few of them. Not only have they not lost weight, which, they have an issue with their weight, they've actually put some weight on. But they've been very consistent coming to that gym. And I guess they don't understand that just coming to a gym and working out doesn't mean that you're going to automatically lose that weight. That diet is more of a key, like you said. That diet is more of a key to losing weight than actually going to a gym. But and I think
they big boned it.
Yeah,
big bone.
Yeah. It's genetics. It's a genetic thing. Yeah. But you go back a couple generations, they ain't fat. They not fat.
Hey, we ain't even got to go that far back. Let's go back to about 1978, 1979. Let's just go pull up Soul Train. I want you to find me the fat dance on Soul Train.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? But yeah, so weight management is one of the key reasons that folks work out, right? Work out at the gym, try to get into physical fitness. Let me throw
a quick disclaimer out there.
Okay.
Everything that I say, it is not for anyone that has a medical condition.
There you go.
That you cannot work out or you cannot go to the gym.
I appreciate that.
Or things of that nature right there. But those that have medical conditions, my conversation and my points of contention going forward is not for you. I'm talking about the people that's sitting on the couch talking, I need to lose weight and telling their son, hey, give me another Twinkie. That's who I'm talking about.
I appreciate you, brother, for clarifying that and put that disclaimer out there. I appreciate it. It got by me, but I'm glad you picked up on that because I agree with you 100%. There are some folks that have some physical liabilities and reasons for not being able to lose that weight. So, and one of the things we really encourage folks is that, especially if you're just now going to start trying to work out, and you'll probably hear us say this again in this on this episode, you really do need to get a physical. You need to check with a doctor and make sure that there's not any issues that's going to cause you problems if you really start to physically exert yourself through some type of exercise program.
Correct. Because working out, it has to be done in a healthy manner.
Yes.
It has to be done in a healthy manner. You don't want to think you're doing something healthy for yourself and you actually hurting yourself long term.
Absolutely.
I don't want that for you.
Right. Absolutely. And especially with some of the older folks, and we're going to talk a little bit about, starting a program when you're a little bit older, but you definitely don't want to, overextend yourself if you got a little age on you, especially. Another reason that we work out, and it kind of ties into weight management, is, we want to improve our appearance. We want to look a certain way. And usually that involves losing a little weight, putting on a little bit of muscle, a couple, a little shape here and there. So to improve appearance. And I personally believe that really you have to have a certain degree of vanity within yourself. Vanity isn't basically, to me, vanity, this is the way I look at it. You want to look good. That's all it is. Ain't nothing wrong with
Right.
that, you know. But I think you have to have a certain degree of that within you in order for you to go ahead and do this thing. That's why they got mirrors in all these gyms. They got mirrors all over the place.
Come on now.
What do you think? What do you think those mirrors are there? They, because we like the way we look, and so and I think that's a good thing, And so especially over a period of time when you can actually see your body transforming as a result of your hard work in the gym.
Correct.
Yeah. So. All right, so improve appearance. Another reason people work out is to make their heart healthy, bones stronger. Helps us get better sleep, reduce risk for diseases. Believe it or not, it improves your mood and brain function. Working out in the gym. Yep.
That's circulation. That's circulation right there.
There you go.
Brain function.
There you go. Increased energy, stress relief. Social connection. I know for myself, I've been working out for years and years and years. And by this time, I could have my own gym in my house if I wanted to. But I realized I really like that social connection part of, belonging to a commercial gym. You get to interact with other people. As a matter of fact, one of my friends, this Saturday, I was at the gym. Oh, excuse me, it was Friday. And I've noticed him do this before, younger fella, decent shape, good looking guy. And I usually always see him stretching. That's what he does first. He stretches for a good 30, 45 minutes. And so I had been noticing him doing that. And so I went over and started talking to him. Now I do stretch, but I definitely do not stretch enough. I usually stretch after I work out, right? I got it all backwards. You should be doing it before you work out. But he had these bands, these bands, and he was using the bands. And so he actually gave me some instruction on how to, properly use these bands. And he was showing me some other things. And like I said, I hate to tell you how many years I've been working out, Brother Jackie, but the number of years approaches your age. So that should give you some idea. But, and here I am still learning. I'm still learning, and I'm willing to learn. So, but that social connection, you can learn from other folks while you're there too.
Matter of fact, that's the best part regarding going to the gym, because if there's something you don't know, there's a piece of equipment that you don't know how to use.
Yep.
There's someone in that gym that I guarantee you that's willing to show you.
Yep. For
and
free.
Ladies, the men are willing to help you out in the gym.
Yes.
Are they looking at you? Yes.
Yes.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you show up with some spandex on and think a man is not going to look at you, go anyway.
Yes.
Go anyway.
Yes. Yes.
You're going to look.
Yeah.
Now,
and I think go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead.
That social connection in the gym, because you're surrounding yourself with people that are of like mind.
Yes.
And they motivate you even when you don't feel motivated.
Yes. So that social aspect, that social connection, that's a good thing. And I'll tell you, like I said, as much as I've been going to the gym, many years I've been going to, and I know people, I talk to folks. I'm a really friendly person in the gym. And I don't remember any women telling me, I really feel uncomfortable in here because these guys, they're always hitting on me. Or me noticing guys hitting on these women and, staring at them and all that kind of stuff. Sure, we look, but I don't see where it's where it should be, where it was an issue. You know what I mean? But
I think I figured it out, Pop.
What's that?
The gym we go to, the women want us to look at them.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. But that atmosphere, it seemed for me, from what I've been, maybe it's the gyms I go to, I don't know. But that really doesn't seem to be an issue where guys are, steadily approaching these women trying to hit on them because of this so-called social thing. From me, the social aspect of it is, like I said, you're not by yourself. You're other people around working out kind of helps to motivate you, and that type of thing. So social connection, that's a good reason to work out. Matter of fact, I was just talking to this young lady this weekend, her husband, he just retired from the military, and she was telling me that he was really trying to figure out what to do now, because he'd been in the military close to 40 years. And so we got to talking, and I said, well, what's some of his hobbies? What's his interest? And she said, well, he really doesn't have any hobbies. And so the more we talked, finally she said, well, really the only thing he does is he works out about 5 or 6 days a week. I'm like, he does what? He works out. I said, that's a hobby. I mean, that's an activity. That's something and it's a positive one. And so we got to talking, and I said, well, maybe he might want to consider training, that type of thing. And so, so that's another aspect of filling in that vacant, that void in your life where you feel like you don't have any, you really don't have anything to do. But anyway, so but yeah, another reason to work out is you can live a healthier and longer life. That's, to tell you the truth, right now, that's one of my main motivations. I want to try to live as long as I can, but I want to be healthy in the process. I don't want to be one of these people.
Process, correct.
Yes. I don't want to be one of these people. And I'm not, again, I'm not, if you're in this situation because you have to be, that's one thing. But, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to depend on some other type of assistance in order for me to walk even. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be waking up every morning with pains and all this other kind of stuff because I'm not mobile. I'm not stretching. I'm not moving. My bones are weak. My muscles are weak. I don't want to be that way in my older life. So living a longer and healthier life is also a goal for working out. Anything you want to add to that, brother? As far as reasons to work out?
I think working out, it staves off some of the mental health issues that may arise at times, depression, things of that nature.
Absolutely. Good point.
I think mental clarity, working out, getting your juices flowing, getting those endorphins into your system as you're working out.
Yes.
It helps with mental clarity.
Good point.
That was a point, and I go back to this is 2010, I think it was. 2008. What I'm thinking about. I felt I was depressed.
Uh-huh.
So I felt I was depressed about 2 years.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I did a proverbial smoking like you're on fire, drinking like you're trying to put it out. The doctor prescribed me something to wake me up in the morning, and then prescribed me something to put me down at night. I thought it was dumb as hell. So one day I said, stop taking everything. So I'm not doing this. And I ended up getting back into working out. Matter of fact, I'm at Loop, on 944.
Right.
I would literally came out of my depression on the treadmill.
Right.
On the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
Not even playing. So I said, wow. But then right after that, I remember I caught a news report. I think it was Al Roker that did it. And he began to speak about how doctors were prescribing exercise over medication as a form to come out of depression. And I just went through it. I'm like, wow.
Right.
So since then I've told people, if you're down, beating yourself up, fine, go exercise, go work out. If you got a foundation of working out, go get in the gym somewhere. Right.
And don't let that gym intimidate you as far as the weights and some of those other, it's mainly some of these muscle bound guys in there and all that stuff. Don't let that intimidate you, because what I found is most of the folks that work out in the gym are just normal, average folks. They're not your big muscle bound guys and big strength guys, really super strong. That's not who's in the gym usually. Usually it's just normal folk who are in there and they're just trying to reach their own, whatever that fitness level is that they're looking for. And I think you brought up a really good point, Jackie, about the mental aspects of how it can be also helpful. Okay. All right. Let's take a look here now at some of the reasons folks say they don't work out. Why they don't work out. What are some of the reasons, Brother Jackie, you think folk don't work out?
First of all, they lazy. They don't want to get up. They lazy.
They lazy.
Cut through the chase.
Come on, Jackie. That
They
can't be
lazy.
one of the reasons.
And guess what? Watch this. I bet if they won, that was a Powerball that was like 1.5 billion that somebody won on Christmas Day, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
If they won that 1.5 billion, but they couldn't collect their money to 12 months down the road and they had to work out 3 times a week, I guarantee you they'd be working out 3 times a week.
Ain't that the truth?
So we're not going to play that game.
Right.
We're not going to play that game. They lazy.
Right.
I got children. I got this. I got that. You would have found a way to get to that gym if you had to work out. If you had to go through that 3 times a week to get 1.5 billion. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Lack or loss of motivation. That's a big reason. They're not motivated to be fit, and to want to live a longer and healthier life. They're not motivated, right? Another common reason they say is they're really too tired or they lack energy. And if you really have an issue with really being tired constantly and you really don't have a whole lot of energy, again, you need to see a doctor, okay? Because there's probably
Correct.
something else going on. You need to see a doctor. Go ahead, brother.
It's amazing. It's amazing people say motivation. Motivation. Why do you have to be motivated to go do the best thing for you?
Ain't that the truth?
Why do you have to be motivated to go? I bet you're not motivated to go to that job, but I bet you get your ass up every day.
Yep.
So you don't have to be motivated. We got to get out of this to everything that we have to do, that we do. We need to be stimulated to go do it. We got to have some sort of entertainment value associated with it. No, just go do the right thing for you because it's the right thing to do.
Right. Some folks say.
Let me digress.
No, you're good.
We're going to be getting emails.
No, you all good. Nope, all good points. Folks say some folks say, well, really, I would love to work out, but I really don't have time. Are you kidding me?
I don't want to hear that either.
Yeah, are you kidding me? How much time does it take? How many hours a day do you think you have to work out, and how many days in the week do you think you need to work out just to maintain a normal degree of fitness, a normal degree of health? I'm here to tell you, you don't need to work out 7 days a week, and you don't need to work out 2 or 3 hours a day. If you can get in 2 to 3 days a week, for an hour to maybe 2 hours, and so what we're looking at, maybe 6 to 8 hours a week in total. You can't find 6 to 8 hours a week in total to work out for your health, to improve your body and all the rest of your mind. Come on now, you could do this. So time is, that's just an excuse.
6 to 8 hours a week.
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours a week. Watch this, Pop. That's someone like you working out. And you got a history of working out.
That's right.
We're trying to get people in there hey, bro, just go do 30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week.
That's
an hour
something.
and a half.
That's something.
You got to start somewhere. You don't have to go in there and spend 2 hours in the gym.
Just like finances. You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. Correct. That's like finance. You got to start somewhere. Once you begin to do that for like a month, you realize it's now become part of you. Part of your daily routine or your weekly routine.
That's right. And that's another mistake I think folks make when they decide they're going to work out. We in the gym, the folks that normally work out regularly, we always love that new year. That first week, 2, maybe even the first 30 days, the gym is crowded. It is crowded because these folks, they done made these New Year resolutions and all the rest of this stuff. And they get in there and they hit it. And then all of a sudden they lose motivation. And then they kind of, they drop off the radar, so to speak. But they had time. They found time that first week, that first 30 days. Somehow they found the time. But then all of a sudden, something happened that they can't come in and work out anymore. Another reason folks say go ahead, bro.
They got a splint in their pinky toe.
Something like that. Another reason folks say they don't work out is, they can't afford it. Well, some of these gyms can be expensive. They really can be.
Correct.
But you have to look
Correct.
around. You have to shop around. Like, for example, I mentioned EOS need to pay me some money for putting them out on blast. But I know the EOS, I pay $20 a month, and with that membership, my wife is also included in that $20 a month membership. I could have got one for $9 a month, but then my wife wouldn't have been included. So basically, I got two memberships for me and my wife for $20. Now you can't afford $20 a month, for your health and welfare. Come on now. You got to decide on how much your health and your physical fitness is worth to you. But go ahead, brother.
Hey, Pop, my a decent bottle of bourbon cost me $50. So I know.
I'm telling
All
you.
you gotta do is just cut out 1 week of drinking.
There you go.
1 week of drinking.
That's all you got to do, and you covered for the whole month of working out.
For the whole month, and then I got an aunt used to tell me, for the people that's smoking up left-hand cigarettes, why don't you just cut out a week of smoking them left-hand cigarettes? You got a whole month and a half worth of gym membership.
Ain't that the truth? And some of that fast food we were talking about that you wasting your money on, cut out some of that fast food for a couple of days out the week. But that's just another excuse. I can't afford it.
I just thought about this, segueing into from last week's conversation. This goes back to budgeting.
Yes.
Also.
Yes, absolutely.
It goes back to budgeting. Understanding your finances.
Yes, absolutely. It all ties in. And something else folks don't understand is, now we talked about a good thing about going to the gym is, because you can, it's good for socializing and that type of thing. But you can work out at home. I mean, if push comes to shove, and maybe you don't want to you're not social. You can work out at home, and you don't even really need weights. You can use your body. There's go online and just do some search and figure out. I'm sure there's books on it too, but figure out how to work out at home without using weights or other type of gym equipment. You'd be amazed at how easy that would be. So that's another option for those folks who say, well, I can't afford it. It's too expensive. It's just all these excuses that we have out there. We just need to get past those excuses, right? As far as why we don't work out. Can you think of some other reasons folks got why they don't work out, brother?
Say that one more time.
I say, can you think of some other reasons that maybe folks say, well, I'm not going to work out because?
This is my thing about anything my thought process regarding anything that's beneficial. And I heard this years ago. Man, pick an excuse. Don't pick 3 or 4 of them. Pick one and stick with that one. That way, when you decide to change it, you only need to work on one thing. So, I think if you don't want to work out, there's always going to be a reason for you not to work out.
Right.
If you don't want to get your finances together, there's always going to be something that's going to stand in the way of that.
Right.
So we all make time for the things we feel that we want to do.
That's right. Things that are important to us.
So things that you deem important.
Right.
You will make time. You will always make time for those things.
Right.
No doubt.
Yeah. I've heard folks also say, well, I'm too old to work out, or I'm too fat to work out, or really I'm embarrassed to go to the gym and, this type of thing. Those are just all excuses. They're all excuses.
But you should be embarrassed when you get on that scale and that number says to be continued.
To be continued. Man, you crazy. Come on now. But so
I'm serious.
Yeah. So there's all kind of excuses for not working out. There are really basically 3 types of ways to work out. Now, these aren't the only ones, but these are the basic ones. The basic one, especially for folks who are going to the gym, the basic reason or the basic type of working out is really muscle building and strength. Those are the ones that we most commonly think of. And this basically involves lifting free weights. And the thing about lifting weights and also using these machines, unless you are trying to maybe compete in a powerlifting contest or something like that, you don't need to be lifting all of these heavy weights. Recognize what your limitations are. Lift safe weights. Lift weights that are going to be safe for yourself. Because when you get into this lifting heavy weights, whether it's free weights or whether it's using a machine, if you're lifting weight that's too heavy for you, you're going to injure yourself. And if you don't injure yourself right away, one of the things you could be assured of, I'm talking from a guy of experience that's been lifting for years, you get involved in lifting these heavy weights over years, you're going to end up with back problems. You're going to end up with knee problems. You're going to end up with shoulder problems. Guaranteed. So be careful when you're lifting weights, whether you're using free weights or the machines. Be careful with the amount of weight that you use. Adjust if you use the machines or free weights. Adjust the weight to your body and the fitness level. Start off with lighter weight. Now, like for me, when I start off in the gym, let's say if I'm using a barbell on a flat bench, I'm doing a bench press, I personally start off with the bar. All I got on that bar is the bar, no weights on it. And then I slowly work up to the weight that I want to work out with, and then I go back down. Everybody's got their own method, but you should always start off using lightweight, as light as possible, to loosen your muscles up so that you don't hurt yourself. But anyway, that's one of the types of ways to work out and that's one of the more typical ones is using lifting weights and that type of thing. Another one is aerobic type of working out. That involves walking, running, biking, swimming, hiking, dancing. Can you think of some other aerobic ways to work out, brother? That's pretty.
Anything that gets your heart rate up.
Yes.
I was a runner. I was a runner. So obviously that gets your heart rate up.
Yeah.
For people that don't have the ability to walk, to run, you can speed walk.
Yes, speed walking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could do, there's a lot of things you can do to get your heart rate up, to
jumping rope,
start to get your juices flowing.
Yep, jumping rope. Matter of fact, I had someone mentioned to me in the gym just I think it was Friday, talking about that they were going to be getting into jumping rope. But that's another way. So those are aerobic types of ways to work out, and then the last type is balance. And this is one of the areas that really get us in trouble, especially when we get older, is if we don't, practice working on our balance. And a lot of these exercises, it can be done at home. So those are the basic types of ways to work out. And now a lot of folks, they might focus on one way, like, the thing with, working out using the gym, using weights and stuff. Or maybe they don't use weights. Maybe they just do aerobic, or maybe they don't do. You really need to do all three. That's the best thing to do, is to try to incorporate, maybe to varying degrees. Maybe you do more aerobic than you do muscle building, or maybe you do more balance than you do. But you mix them in. You should do all three, and that's what I found out in my later life as far as working out. I incorporate all three of those types of working out. And now I do one, I don't do no swimming. For those folks that may not know, I'm a black man. I'm gonna be racist here. I don't do a whole lot of swimming, okay? But I do walk. I got a little.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah. Let's play into those stereotypes, okay? Let's play into it. But I just heard of maybe it was a black female, I thought, that just broke some kind of swimming record, which was surprising for some folks. I can't remember who she was or what it was, but she broke some kind of record. It was with swimming. So black folk do swim. We just having a little fun here. But yeah, I do some walking. Matter of fact, I got a little portable treadmill that I bought. This is something you folks may want to think about too, like at home. If you want to do some walking indoors, get these little portable treadmills. I don't think I paid more than about maybe $100 and something bucks for it. And so I'll get on that trip. I'll walk on the treadmill at the gym too, but at home it's a lot more convenient. Now I don't do a whole lot of running on the treadmill at the gym because it's more of a heavy duty one. Sometimes I'll do a really slow run. Okay, some folks might go, man, you ain't running, you just walking fast. But I think it's running. Hiking.
Well,
go ahead, brother.
You know something from all my years of running. The amount of poundage that you put on your joints, long term, that works against you. That works against you.
Yeah.
And I had my cardiologist that told me years ago. He said your body is not really designed to do the amount of running that I was doing at the time, which is, you're talking about 25, sometimes 30 miles a week. Your body is not designed to run like that.
Right.
Your body really is your heart. So you have to figure out basically what's that being said is figure out the right exercises, but then on top of that, figure out the right ones that work for your body.
Right.
Because everything don't work. Every exercise don't work for everyone. So my last deployment in Qatar, I was working out sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, and I was more so lighter weight, more reps.
Right.
I found out my joints responded to that better, and I had my physique looked better as well.
Right.
I wasn't in there trying to lift the whole gym.
Right.
Yelling and screaming and grunting.
Right.
And all that other stuff.
Right. Yeah. You bring up.
It was just figuring out what works. What works for you as an individual.
Yeah, and you bring up some interesting points too, because what you do today, 20, 30 years from now, can be causing you some issues, especially those joints, like you said, running. And one thing you can do is they got this thing called an elliptical machine. That can kind of help you where you kind of get the same type of motion in. Your legs are moving, your cardio's getting up, your heart rate's getting up, but you're not pounding. You're not doing that pounding. And also that's why it's good to walk. Maybe do some speed walking on a treadmill or just walking period out on the street or whatever. Okay, all right. So anything else you want to add? I mean, there's so much more to just basic working out for the average person, right? We just wanted to touch on just a few things that you should be aware of if you're not working out, and then also if you just want to start working out. Another area here as far as working out is folks who may be a little older adults. Now, I'm not going to say senior citizens, but I'm going to say some folks that might be older. Now, there are some folks out there 40, 50 years old. You may not realize it, but you older now. You're not necessarily a senior citizen, but you're a little bit older. Maybe in your teens, your 20s, 30s, or maybe even 40s. You didn't work out. So now you're in your late 40s, late 40s, 50s on up, and now you're deciding on whether or not you might want to try to get a little bit more physically fit, a little bit more healthy, and now you're deciding on whether or not you're going to work out. But some things that older adults should really look at is maybe not necessarily concentrating so much on as far as the gym lifting weights, especially heavy weights. You may want to get into more using machines and that type of thing. A lot of aerobic or endurance type of working out. And we already mentioned some of those, like walking, swimming, cycling, dancing, even dancing, we briefly mentioned that. Yeah, we briefly mentioned that elliptical machine. So
what did MC Hammer say back in the 90s? He said his exercise was dancing.
Absolutely.
That was his exercise.
Yep.
And you think about it. You're not out there doing show after show after show, night after night after night.
Right.
You're dancing as hard as he was dancing back in 1990, 91, 92, and not get in shape. You cannot. It's virtually impossible to get in shape.
Right.
You working that hard on stage.
Right.
Performing every night.
Right.
So that is another form of exercise.
Right.
I got I got a close friend that is a personal trainer, ex-bodybuilder, that's in the car with me right now. Is fishing with me today.
Oh, is that right?
Bring him in, but yeah, I was gonna bring him in.
Go ahead, bring him in.
He's a personal trainer now, and he can add a lot of insight to working out.
Well, why don't we go ahead and let him go ahead and go ahead and get in right now then?
Let me bring him in. Hold on.
Where you? I'm listening.
You there?
Oh, we're here.
All right. Hey, for everybody listening, this is my boy Maurice, and Maurice just popped on him, but Maurice is a personal trainer and an ex bodybuilder. He got the photos to prove it.
All right. Hey, what's going on, brother? Maurice, right? You said Maurice?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Where you located, Maurice? Texas?
Yes, sir.
All right. Won't you share? I don't know if you was listening up to this point what we're talking about.
No, he's not. So let me bring him in.
All right, go ahead, brother.
This podcast today is on fitness, physical fitness, working out, exercising, that sort of thing. So I figured, you getting in, you'll be a good source of information regarding maybe some pointers, starting out, age brackets, things of that nature.
Okay. Where should I start?
Kind of where you want to at this point. Because we've touched on the reason for working out, some of the reasons for working out, some of the reasons why people don't work out.
And your experience.
With your client base, let me ask you this. With your client base, I know some of these are older. When you met them, were they motivated to work out, or did you have to talk them into working out? And what were some of the hang-ups that they had?
No, they were all, for the most part, motivated to work out. The only hang-ups they really had was just wanting to get into specific shape.
Okay.
Some of my older clients, I got one client that's 79 years old.
That's your age bracket, Pop.
What was that, Jackie?
I say that's your age bracket.
All right then.
Yeah, she just wanted to be strong. And the more we got into it, and the more I talked to her about it, I confirmed how important it is for her to continue what she's doing. She does weight training 3 days a week, and she's 79 years old. But one of the things I was able to explain to her because of my research and tell her to confirm that she's doing the right thing is that 80% of elderly people actually die from slip and fall, not directly from slip and fall, but because they're hospitalized and they catch pneumonia or a really bad staph infection, they die as a result of it.
So going back to the balance part that we were just talking about.
Right. So Maurice, how long have you been into working out? How long have you been a personal trainer?
I've been working out since I was 8 years old. I'm 49 now.
Oh, okay.
I've been personal training for 20 years.
All right, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Pop, his back is about as wide as yours too. So just so you know.
All right.
I'm only about 180 pounds.
What was that again, Maurice?
I'm only about 180 pounds. So I'm not a big person weight-wise.
Okay. How tall are you?
5'8".
Oh, okay. So you and I are about the same thing because I'm like 5'7", and I weigh about 185. So we're about the same size. Yeah.
Right.
But what are some tips? Any? Let's say for folks who are trying to lose weight. We have a lot of folks that go to the gym, as you know, and they're trying to lose weight. What's some recommendations you have for those folks?
Learn how to eat first.
What was that?
Learn how to eat first.
Diet.
Yes.
Yeah. Diet.
Yeah. On a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, we spend more time eating than we do working out.
You know what? I hadn't even thought about that, but that's a good point.
Right.
That's why I tell it to people. Though, most people don't think about it. But being a former bodybuilder, we know more so than most that's what matters most.
Mm-hmm.
The old saying is true. Like people say, you are what you eat, so it's true.
Right. Right.
You can't, maybe with the exception of being younger, having crazy hormones, that's the only time you can really out a bad diet.
When we're young.
Yeah.
I never realized that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's you know what I mean, it's good, and you get juices flowing, endorphins flowing, and all that. You do show up and you work out, going to the gym, doing cardio, doing weight, whatever. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're on the wrong track. You're on the right train, but you're on the wrong track.
Mm-hmm. And you're bringing up a really good point too. You know, me and Jackie, we've been talking about folks who might be considering, getting into the gym and that sort of thing. But you're bringing up a good point. You want to make sure that you're going to start off the right way, and if that means getting a personal trainer, or at least hooking up with someone in the gym who look like they may know what they're doing, and talking to them and getting some feedback. But maybe for that first month or two, it may be a good idea for the basics to get a trainer. Most of these gyms, they offer the opportunity to have a trainer. So that would probably be, and we hadn't talked about that, Jackie, but that would probably be an excellent idea I hadn't thought about, is you want to make sure you get, go ahead.
I think that's one of the reasons why some people may not even go to the gym, because they don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
They don't have the knowledge.
Yes.
And they are afraid to ask. So
Yes.
I think, that foundation piece of someone that knows more than them, help them navigate that first. I think a little longer than a month. I think a couple of months.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you don't know why a trainer may have you doing X, Y, Z.
Right.
You know, even if they explain it, you may not know it. You know,
Right.
It may not resonate for a while.
Right.
Just to piggyback off what Jackie was just saying, that's very important, because let's say you have areas of your body where you're weaker at. It's no point working. You want to work those areas of your body first, because what you typically see, and I'm speaking on men for the most part, and I can even speak on women. But on Mondays, that's what's called National Chest Day.
Right.
Because that's what every man is in there doing, is bench pressing.
Ain't that the truth, man? You telling on me. you telling on me. That's my bench day.
That's no chest day. That's why I say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, most men don't think about it, and they should actually, because a woman really likes it, but they don't think about how strong the back needs to be and how better they're gonna look as far as their posture and all of that.
Right. Right.
And one day we were talking, and I was talking about, being in the gym, this, that, and other. And we've been told that your legs are your biggest muscle. He said, bro, your back is your back is bigger than your legs.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Your back is huge when you look at how big, how long and wide your back is. That's a huge muscle that is consistently overlooked.
Yeah, you're right.
And here's the caveat: to focus more on working those bigger muscles, actually going to burn more calories.
Right.
You spend less time on what you spend on your arms and your chest. You can spend a lot less time, but you're still going to burn more calories.
And I think you're touching on a good point here too. A lot of times folk go to the gym and they end up trying to do what's easiest for them, and then they feel good about that. I went to the gym and I worked out, but they went to the gym and they done what was easy for them and not necessarily what was probably going to be best for them. So again, that's probably why it's a good idea to start off by, engaging with a trainer who's knowledgeable and qualified in health and fitness.
Another thing I say that people usually do is they work the mirror muscles.
We talked about the mirrors earlier, but go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, most men aren't in there wearing shorts that's really revealing their leg muscles. So they have a tendency to train the muscle they can see the most, the arms and chest.
Yeah, I get a lot of comments on my arms. I don't know why that is, but I get a lot.
Hey, cause you got built arms and a back and you got a wide back. I never seen your legs though. I've never seen your legs. So
hey, I have to tell you,
You know what's funny?
I have to tell you, Maurice, that's my New Year my New Year resolution is to work on my calves. But go ahead.
I work on your legs, not just your calves.
Yeah, my legs are okay. But it's my calves. They terrible.
But if you work your legs the right way, you'll work your calves also.
Yeah, that's true. But go ahead. You said you was going to say something.
Well, I was just gonna say that. Here's the funny thing about me, and even with other trainers hear this, they say, "Wow, okay," but all of my clients, I mean all of them, I do not train arms with them, and I don't train my arms myself. My arms are big.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I don't do that is because outside of your shoulders, there's some of your smallest muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, anytime you're doing upper body work anyway, you're already working your arms. So why use a specific day just to go in there and train your arm? And now you in there lifting what's called dumbbells.
Well, okay.
So you can spend more time. You can spend more time on the bigger muscles like your legs and your back.
Right.
and one of the things, Pop, I know Mo does, because I've heard him talk with some of his clients, and I've referred a few people to him. He talks about what we were talking about earlier, the psychological aspect of going to the gym, being in the gym, why you in there, that sort of thing.
Right.
Why you doing what you're doing.
Right.
Not trying to lift the whole gym. The goal is you to go in there and get in shape. If that means putting 15 pounds on it and working out with 15 pounds, that's what that means.
Right.
You don't need to go in there and try to lift the gym or hurt yourself. The goal is to be healthy, look good, drop weight, whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right. Okay, Maurice. Go ahead, brother.
I was going to say one last thing. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
The most important, and this is coming from an ex-bodybuilder now, so I didn't went through all the days of lifting heavy weight and stuff and all that. Been there and I've done that. But what I've come to learn and understand is that time under tension is more important than the weight you lift.
Say that again.
Time under tension. That's more important than the weight you lift.
Now, what does that mean? Translate that for some of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just say, on National Chest Day, you're doing your bench press. Now, you go to push up, right? That's called the contraction. Now, when you lower the weight, why not take 4, 5, or even 6 seconds to do that? That's what increases the time under tension. Because that whole time you're doing that, that's tension.
The muscles contracted.
Yep.
I got you.
That's tension that whole time. So you can actually go a whole lot lower on the weight. Focus more on time under tension.
Gotcha.
There's a less chance that you can hurt yourself also doing it that way.
Well, all right. Okay. All right. Well,
we done ran this to the end, Pop.
I got you. Well, I appreciate you dropping in on us, Maurice. Anything you want, because we're going to get ready to bring this thing to a close. We usually try to have it about an hour, and we kind of approaching that. We really, really appreciate firsthand knowledge and experience on this subject of working out and physical fitness and getting in shape. Any other key points you might want to share with us before we sign off here, Maurice?
Well, Jackie touched on it a little bit, but considering how much our country as a whole has focused on mental health, I think people should use that as an opportunity to strengthen their mind also.
Gotcha. Good point.
And push yourself even further. Good point.
All right. All right. Again, Maurice, I appreciate you for taking a little time to share your professional expertise in this particular area. Anything you want to add, Brother Jackie, before we sign off?
Hey, Pop, I'm not going behind the expert. I just appreciate everybody listening today. As always.
I got you.
And I hope the people that I meant to hit with that bullseye, I hope they got hit, and the people that I didn't, I hope I missed them.
I got you. I got you. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna touch on one last thing here before we sign off. I'm looking through my notes here, and so I'm gonna touch on some gym etiquette. And I think Maurice will appreciate this too, but some gym etiquette. Especially for those folks who...
Don't get him started. Don't get him started. Don't get him started though.
One of the things is, respect for, shared space. In other words, avoid hovering or blocking the mirrors, right? For some of us mirror junkies. Cleanliness, wipe down equipment and machines after you use them. Consideration for others. In other words, try not to hog equipment, especially when equipment is limited. One of the things that drive me crazy, I know Maurice was talking about working on legs. We've got in the gym I work out at, we're limited as far as these leg machines, leg extension machines and leg curl machines. We got one good leg curl machine, and then we got 2 good leg extension machines. Me and my wife come in there this past week, and there's this young fella and this young lady. Both of them are taking up these leg extension machines. They're sitting there on their phone. We're waiting on the machine, and they're both casually sitting there on their phone. Please, folks, if you want to use your phone, no problem. Just don't do it while you're on the machine holding it up from other people. So, consideration for others, re-rack your weights, keep noise to a minimum. We do have some folks. Well, in my gym, we don't have all that many folk in there that be lifting too heavy weights. So there's not a whole lot of grunting going on for the most part. But those are just some general gym etiquette tips. Anything you want to add to that, Maurice?
One quick thing. When you do see people doing that, I would advise any and everybody, make yourself seen in a non-aggressive manner, but just say, well, hey, you mind if I work in with you? And guess what? If they do mind it, they're going to hurry up.
Right.
Or they're going to let you work in with it.
Right. Good point.
Because at that point, they have to recognize that, hey, oh, wow, I got to be mindful of what I'm doing.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
Instead of getting frustrated, because me and my wife, we getting mad standing there watching these 2 people on the phone. We didn't approach them. We just waited. But you got a good point there. Instead of standing there getting all mad and getting your blood pressure up, maybe like you said, a nice thing to do is say, hey, how many more sets you got, or could we work in with you or whatever. I think that would be probably a good way to approach it.
Yeah, because I'll get asked that question all the time. I got 4 or 5 more sets, but man, you're more than welcome to jump in with me.
Yeah, I'm like that myself. Like, especially on that leg extension machine, I can tell, because I usually stay on there for a while, and I can usually tell when somebody's looking at it. And so I will do just that, Maurice. I'll say, hey, you want to work in with me? Sometimes some folks do, and some folks say, hey, I'll go do something else and come back. But all good points. All good points.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. We're going to go ahead and bring it to a close for real this time. Again, thank you, Maurice, Brother Jackie.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Pop.
And
hey, as usual, appreciate you guys listening this week. As we said earlier, before you start jumping off the porch and working out, make sure you're close in line with your physician. Make sure that you're healthy, that sort of thing. Because we want you to be healthy at the end of the day, not going in and hurt yourself.
Absolutely. Defeating the purpose. Okay, then.
All right. It defeats the purpose.
Okay, then. So we really would appreciate any feedback that you may have for us. You can email us at dnahardwiredpodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's dnahardwiredpodcast dna.hardwired@gmail.com, or shoot us, drop us a message or so on Facebook, and we have a DNA Hardwired podcast on Common Sense. We have a web page on Facebook. That's DNA Hardwired, a podcast on Common Sense. Again, this is Pop, Jackie, and Maurice. We're signing off, dropping the mic. Thank you, folks.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening.
Think it through, people.